Hey everybody, Doom SFX back with another video about some cool gear. This pedal is in black and white. So what you're seeing right now, the black and white that I always post under, you're not missing any color here. And with a name like When the Sun Explodes and artwork like this, I have to own it based on that. But anyway, what is it? It's basically reverb, distortion, feedback, insanity pedal with a very special feature that makes it unique right here with this switch, which triggers the feedback to run out of control. And then there's also this LFO here modulating the feedback that you're hearing, almost like a crazy tremolo effect. Anyway, reverbs into distortions, distortions into reverbs. It's some of my favorite stuff to mess around with, and it's definitely doomy as all get out. And coming off of my last video where I tried to imagine the sound of a noise marine from 40K's sonic weapon, which should be a horrifying sound, we're going to stick with that. I'm using Warhammer 40K as an inspiration to imagine the horrific sounds of a psyker choir that worships the fascistic emperor of mankind. And if you know anything about 40K, you know that that should be pretty spooky and scary. I've got an Omnisphere patch loaded up here. So this choir patch, it sounds like this dry, okay? This is no effect. I'm gonna turn this on and there will be no distortion, and this is gonna control the reverb mix, okay? This is the master output volume reverb mix. A filter on the reverb, this way makes it darker, this way makes it brighter, and the reverb decay, okay? And then we'll get to these controls next. This is the distortion and feedback controls. All right, here we go. Oh, and boost will double the reverb, basically. It'll just make a reverb louder, which is nice, because sometimes reverbs are too quiet for my taste. Dry, because I haven't turned up the reverb. Let's bring it, so now, okay, hearing a little bit of a spring, but let's bring the decay up now. Let's boost the reverb signal. This is fully bright. Let's make it fully dark. You can hear how that's much brighter. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So this isn't sounding doomy and horrific yet. It's just kind of a nice spring reverb. But now the magic happens. So let's turn the feedback volume down. This is a momentary toggle. Hold it down, the feedback craziness happens, release, it stops. Let's start to turn it up. Okay, at a very low setting, you can hear that. That's what we're doing here, okay? And this is without the LFO modulating. All right, we're starting to get spookier. All right, let's turn it up to here. Whoa, all right, there we go. Now we're talking. Okay, so that makes it get loud. Let's do it with the LFO at a low speed. Cool, cool, cool. All right, cool so far. Let's take off the boost. Now, here is where it gets really cool. This is where we're going to get our Warhammer horrific dystopian choir. So you can set this to be the wet signal only. I've got it on dry wet. And then these are 3 different clipping styles: symmetrical, off, and asymmetrical. Off is going to turn off the clipping, which means it's going to get potentially loud as a Noise Marine sonic weapon going off. There's a warning in the manual, literally, you know, which is cool because I like seeing warnings in manuals. But let's start with symmetrical and listen to what this distortion does. So this feedback's not going to do anything with the reverb mix down, but we're going to be able to hear the distortion and what that does on symmetrical first, okay? All right, that's the symmetrical setting. Let's go to off. Yeah, you see how that gets crazy. All right, and then asymmetrical. Okay, now let's do it with the reverb mix back up. So you kind of go from like a saturation into a fuzz into distortion into overdrive. All that happens depending on how much you're pushing this. But man, you get why this is called When the Sun Explodes. So let's go. Let's see how horrific we can make our psyker choir, okay? Oh, and it's all about this. You're going to see me hitting this to trigger the feedback oscillation. So here we go. Oh, that sounds Warhammer to me. To symmetrical clipping. Ooh, see what that boosted? Watch your ears, guys. Oh my gosh. Let's see it. Yeah, okay. All right, so this is one of those rare instances where I feel like this is one of those reverb effects that would benefit going into another reverb. I have Native Instruments ROM set on my send a track. I think I've got it on just the basic initial patch, mix all the way up. Yeah, I'm going to send the distorted reverb into a reverb. This is what this now sounds like. Let's turn off everything. That's just ROM, okay? Now let's start getting crazy. This is essentially just the pedal self-oscillating now. Let's see what we can do with that. I love it. There's definitely some dope sounds hiding in this thing. All right, let's give it some more of our choir from Imperium Hell. If you load this up, it's almost like, you know, you could freezing a little bit. You see how the decay really affects the sound of this feedback. This is that minimal decay. There you have it, folks. Does that sound like a psyker choir from Imperium Hell worshiping the fascistic emperor of all mankind on his corpse throne? I don't know, but it's pretty evocative. It's cool. I'm really excited to do more with this pedal and see what else is hiding in here. And I think I need to do a video where I send my Noise Marine Sonic Weapon patch from the Dreadbox Typhon into this bad boy and see how much crazier we can make that sound. Maybe that will be an ongoing thing. That is the beautiful noise when the sun explodes. It sounds gnarly. It's doomy as all get out, and I highly recommend it. When the sun explodes, what a name for a pedal. Love it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Doom SFX. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I'm going to keep cranking videos out like this, all about making doomy, sci-fi, and fantasy-inspired sounds. That's what my music's all about. You can find me up wherever you get your music. All right, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Check you later.